I'm Josh Light with PoliticIt.com here in Washington with Jim Postma. He's running for Congress in District 9 as a Republican. How you doing today, Jim?
Hi, Josh.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Good. Jim, tell me big differences between you and your competitor in this race.
Well, my competitor is for big government solutions, and what I want to do is I want to empower the individual. And he talks about jobs for the middle class. Well, I think we should empower the lower classes also, because this district has got a lot of poverty, Josh, and I want to do something about that. I want to do something about the 47% and the people who are without jobs.
And how has your experience prepared you to be a congressman?
Well, I've been working probably all my life towards this. I've been involved heavily in political education, working behind the scenes, working for other politicians, studying politics, economics, and other associated subjects. You see, most of the congressional candidates I run into, they're maybe good at campaigning and good at name recognition, but they don't have a clue what they do when they get to Congress. I mean, that's all I've done most of my life, is work on these issues that are important in Congress, like Social Security and Medicare and defense and all the other issues that are important to us, the economy, energy. I could talk for 15 minutes on any one of these.
So Jim, you actually have a Social Security plan, is that right? You want to tell us about that?
Right. I'm on Social Security now. I'm retired. I get $17,000 a year after working all my life. And, it's not much. It's not much. And people are worried about losing their benefits. My opposing party talks about us as taking, throwing grandmother under the bus. Well, not me. I don't think it's enough money. I think we need a lot more money for people who are retired. Under my plan, benefits will be increased about 300%. Instead of getting $17,000 a year, you're going to get $50,000 a year, and you're going to get free health insurance. And we can do that because the payroll taxes that you're paying right now as a worker are there. They're yours, but they're being given away in welfare to other people. Well, I'm proposing that money be invested for you in this new Social Security Investment Trust Fund. And that money will be invested by the best wealth managers in the nation for you. You'll have an account, and it'll be like a mutual fund. And you can draw on this not only when you retire, but say if you're unemployed, you could draw on it for your unemployment benefits. And you can use this money to buy health insurance so that you'll be fully insured. Your health insurance will be insured all your working life, and then after you retire, you'll be able to draw on that also. So we won't need Medicare and Social Security anymore. But I have to emphasize, first of all, that the people who are already retired like me, that program has to stay the same. And nothing I say here is actually going to change any current laws. This will just take the payroll taxes and invest it in this new fund for you. Because, well, the power of compound interest is, Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. And the real problem with our government today is it doesn't make any money. And you look at all the nations in Europe and this country also, that they can't pay for their welfare. The taxes, they can't raise the taxes. They raise the taxes, the economy goes down further. They've reached the point now where they can't pay for this welfare anymore. Why? Because they're not making any money. It's a straight transfer. And if you look at it, it's not even transferring it, because they take the money, then there's an administrative cost, and there's a cost for fraud and negligence and all the other things that deteriorate it. So it's going to be wind up like 80% of the money you contribute in taxes, if it's a contribution, actually goes to the beneficiaries. But in my plan, 100% of your money is going to be invested for you, and that's going to increase 200-300% during your lifetime. Now, the average worker making $50,000 a year will contribute about $240,000 during his working lifetime. That money, if invested conservatively, and these are conservative numbers, will be worth $1 million when he retires. So he'll be able to draw on that like $50,000 a year, and the money will still be there. And then when he dies, it can become part of his estate. He'll have $1 million estate. That's my plan.
Now, Jim, when you're out talking to people in District 9, what issues fiscally are they concerned with here in Washington?
Well, small business is doing very bad. And the reason for that is, well, also see, my competitor says that he's for small business and he wants to increase jobs. But actually, what their party is doing is the reason why we're having a Great Depression in business. It's all the taxes and all the rules and regulations that have been passed. For instance, now they've just eliminated coal practically from the universe. You can't use coal anymore. They're switching over to natural gas. And so, but think of all those people in the East who are mining this coal, and in Wyoming who are mining this coal. They're losing their jobs. They don't have anything. That's terrible. We could continue to be using coal indefinitely. There's nothing wrong with coal. The health care law is going to make a lot more expensive health care. Already, 21% has been cut away from doctors who provide medical care. That's a cut right there. They're cutting benefits also. Like, I'm worried, according to the new Medicare law, or the new health care law, I won't be eligible for cancer care anymore next year. And I go to a skin doctor. I have to have some, tune up my skin every once in a while. And that may not be eligible anymore. And it goes on and on and on. So people that are on Medicare now should be very concerned about this and concerned about this law. And so I see small businesses. Well, you look around here, even up and down this street, you'll see a lot of small businesses going out of business because going back to the health care law, McDonald's and some of the other fast food chains have got a waiver from this because they can't compete. They can't work this. If they hire more than 50 employees, they have to go on the requirements of the new health care law, and they can't afford it. It's taking them down. So the small business index actually dropped considerably as soon as the health care law was passed, and so that has to go. These are part of the fiscal issues. So it's like, jobs. They say jobs. But really, it's the economy. And it's the government that's hurting also on this because as the economy sinks, our income for the government is mostly based on a percentage, like income tax and business tax. So if you look at the federal budget, well, it's a deficit by over $1 trillion. But a lot of that deficit is because not only they're overspending, spending's gone up, income's gone down at the same time because the economy is so bad. And basically we need to undo everything that's been done in the last 4 years and go back to a free enterprise system to restore the economy.
Now, Jim, we actually looked at your online presence on the primary. You had a very, very high IT score. I predicted that you would go into the next round here. What have you done since then to get people to talk about you online?
Well, I've completely revised my website. I'm using WordPress now, and it's a blog. And all of my pages are blogs, so people will look on, I've got like 20 pages, and they'll look on military and say, oh, we want to make a comment on this, so they make a comment. And so I'm getting a lot of play there with this. I found it difficult in previous years to campaign with the website because it was static, and people would look at your home page and look at one other page, and boom, they'd be gone. So it really wasn't working very well. But the new website is getting a lot of interest from bloggers and other people. And also on this website, I'm pushing the content to my Facebook page and my Twitter page. So now I can spend my time, instead of updating all these other pages, I can spend my time working on my website, and that content, when I make comments, will go onto my Postma for Congress Facebook page and onto my Twitter. That's a big difference in my social media today that I'm doing.
And how is your campaign going?
Well, it's going very well. I'm doing all the things that I want to do. What we need is probably a very strong campaign by the national ticket. That helps a lot at the congressional level. If the national ticket runs well and strong, it filters down to the other federal candidates like Congress and Senate. We need that very much. And if that occurs and people get behind my campaign in the last few days, we could win this.
Jim, where can people go to learn more about you?
I have my webpage, www.postma.com. And this is a big advantage. You see, I've had postma.com for 20 years. Most other people have to, invent a page. But I've had this page for all Postma people worldwide. And the name is Dutch. I get a lot of people from Holland chiming in on my page. I don't speak Dutch yet, so don't understand them.
Well, thanks, Jim.
Okay. Thank you very much, Josh.